All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. Nick here.
Gabe, the Night Watchman.
And Gabe's super excited because we're back to checking out some more Metallica,
Woo!
baby.
I need it! Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Dude, you know what I mean? Like, I need it finally. You know what's funny though? We're having a conversation and right before, and it's totally off topic, but he was like, oh, there's another band I want to introduce you to, whatever. I'm just excited we're going to do Metallica because I badger him about it all the time. And he's like, Megadeth, one of the guys were actually in Metallica, but they broke up. And I'm like, dude, the first thought that came into my mind is like every other band, oh yeah, they broke up. Or they were, is that like a thing in rock? Like the bands do not stay together?
You have to be on the road with these people. And if it's someone you just don't like, but can slay it on the guitar or this or that, backup vocals, but you can't stand them, eventually you're thinking, we can find someone else that can play guitar.
But that's so funny though, because you had a story like that for at least 4 or 5 bands that I can remember. You're like, oh, and I mean, not just small bands, the bigger bands, you know what I mean? You're like, oh yeah, they broke up, or we used to be in this band and he started that band. I'm like, what is going on in the rock world? Is that a prevalent thing?
Think about it. Beatles were the biggest band in the world. They couldn't last more than 9 years. I don't know for sure. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I want to say bands like the Rolling Stones might be one of the few that have lasted forever. I don't know if they've ever broken up. They've taken their hiatuses like to take a breath or something. I don't think they've ever broken up. Again, I could be wrong. Someone's going to say, no, they've had like 12 different band members in their history.
You're going to kill me, but I didn't realize the Beatles broke up. I thought that that one of them died, right? Because
one of them died
in a skiing accident.
3 years after they broke up.
Oh, they had.
I want to say it was no. He didn't die of a skiing accident. He was murdered by a super fan. Now this is off topic because we're
oh yeah. I remember in New York. I grew up in New York, so John Lennon.
Jared Leto played the guy.
Yeah. So I remember that guy. I didn't realize, but wasn't there one that died like in a skiing accident?
Sonny Bono.
He's also from.
That was Sonny and Cher though.
Oh, that's a different person.
That was
okay. My bad.
That was the song on Groundhog's Day where dun dun da 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 da. What's that song? I Got You, Babe.
Okay, I Got You, Babe. Yeah. From Sonny and Cher.
Yeah, he died, but he was older.
I didn't realize that was a different person. But no, it's crazy. I did not realize the Beatles broke up as well. So, no bands make it together, basically.
Very few.
Because Metallica, you've already told me, these aren't the original members. They got a new guitarist.
So the original guys, James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich, the lead guitarist and the drummer, they've always been in there, as far as I know. Always. And they've had Kirk Hammett, the guitarist, there for the last 20 years, but he wasn't the original one. They've gone through several different bass guitarists. This is from the album Reload. This is before they got Trujillo, who is their Mexican bassist right now. But this is mid-90s. Load and Reload, from my recollection, from remembering, were the first 2 albums, especially Reload, where the fans were like, what is this? How is this Metallica?
Really? Interesting.
And a lot of it because they cut their hair. That was a big deal. But it was also kind of the music. And then after this, they did a Garage Inc. album, which is not my favorite. And then they took a nice little break for a few years, came out with a bad album, Saint Anger, took a bigger break until they got back to their roots.
Interesting.
But I still like these 2 albums, but I'm curious if you're going to notice a difference. So Fuel, the one we reacted to last time, that was the previous album before. That was Load. This is now Reload.
Right.
And this song is called The Memory Remains.
Okay.
Love the song. And it's not like it's going to be pop, but it's just a little different from Metallica. If you like our reaction anyway, please don't forget to
like and subscribe.
And I still like the song a lot. I love this song. But I'm just curious if you notice it as a little different or a lot different, or you're just like, dude, it's awesome. Shut your mouth. Here we go.
Fortune, fame, mirror bane, gone insane, but the memory like twisted by
interrupt real quick, but when you listen to him say it live, right before, after he says prima donna, it goes, da-na-na-na-na-na. He says, suck it. I don't know why, but he sings that sometimes when he sings it live.
That's crazy.
Right there.
Oh, it's still the rider. I love the rider. Still Metallica. It's still Metallica. Oh, it's still Metallica. That's
I always wondered who's actually making this noise.
I was about to say something about that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So, needless to say, it's still Metallica. It's gonna be added. But, and I hate you, by the way, because I would have liked if you had just played it for me without telling me that this was the first time the fan. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be influenced. You know what I'm saying by that.
I should have saved that for the end.
So
I apologize.
So, because you know what I mean, like just to get my and I don't want to be influenced or swayed by anything like that.
You're right.
To get my authentic reaction. With that being said, I even would have said it's different because it's still layered. But to your point, that I would have been okay with that not being in there because again, it's not commercial, but it's like almost weird. You could tell, like, yeah, they're trying something different. You know what I mean? It's that was what was a little bit different about it. I think that the guitar still slays. They're right, the solo riff, and they actually gave you like 3 different riffs during that song, so it was layered differently. They give you the big solo at the end, but there were like 2 other times where they give you that. You know what I mean? That guitar solo. I still love I mean, dude, Metallica. I don't know. Again, it's how complex their music is that I like it as well. Because there's so many different things going on at one time. You know what I mean? Even though it's repetitive, and I would say maybe this is the most repetitive Metallica song that you've played for me, other than, you know, Nothing Else Matters, but that's more of a ballad, you know what I mean? But it's still layered because there's so many things going on there. The one thing that I did find weird, and even you mentioned at the end, I was like, man, I wonder if he had not said something from the beginning would it have bothered me at all. Was that da-da-da-da? Because I was like, why is
I
he
just want to know who's singing it. Like, I've seen him live, but I wasn't paying. I think it was just like, it was something, a track they played during that part, but
you're going to kill me.
Such a different tone of voice.
You know what that reminds me of? And you're going to kill me right now for saying, and I get Metallica fans, I'm afraid I'm going to have to watch. Dude, it reminds me of like how the Beatles harmonize. Remember when I told you they talk too much?
Harmonize like that?
Well, they always got like this. They're always talking over the beat or harmonizing over the beat, at least in the early Beatles stuff that you gave me.
Even a lot of artists. Yeah.
And they make their beats basically with their mouths, basically. And that's the first time I ever heard Metallica do that. Like when it's time to sing, it's sing. But when they're playing their beats, you know what I'm saying? Usually it's and it's just that. And they usually let the instruments breathe. But you're right, even over the solo for the most part, you and it was like almost weird, like almost forced. You know what I mean? I still love it. It's Metallica, dude. I don't think there's, and I know people are gonna say, you're crazy. So and so is a better guitarist. So and so is a better guitarist. So it's they're guitarists, they're duos, and I know there's been different guys over the year. So whoever actually is their producer, to me, that's what's good because they know how to layer the music and how to get the, you know what I mean, everything to work at one time. You know what I mean? Like another band might have the best guitarist. I think you said it's the 2 guys. What's in it? You played it for me. Said, he's considered one of the greatest guitarists.
Guitarist? Slash from Guns N' Roses.
Slash from Guns N' Roses. And you played that, and okay, he was good, but the music is not layered like Metallica. It's not as complex. Does that make sense? And that's what I love.
Slash only plays one instrument.
True, and his versus Metallica. But that's the point. That's why I like Metallica, because you got what, the basses, one or two guitarists, you got the drummer, who we never give the drummer enough credit, but I think he's really good as well.
You should see Lars like in videos. He's nuts. He's making all his crazy faces while he's doing it. He's a small little guy too.
Really? So I mean, I enjoyed it. It's gonna be added. Maybe that's just my bias because I'm a Metallica fan. It was the band that you really got me to get away first and foremost from Nirvana. But dude, it's the two things I've been listening to a lot on these road trips lately. Whenever I go watch my son play, is rock, and then for whatever reason, 80s music. I'm getting back into my 80s music. I was listening to some Madonna. Yes, don't laugh, Madonna. Madonna was it back in the days. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'm trying to recapture the youth. I don't know what to tell you, but honestly, she was it back in the days.
You like what you like.
You know what I mean? And I was like, she had some really good songs. And then what's that song? Oh man, I was just like, we didn't start the fire. It's like 80s music. Yeah. Who does that? I don't even know. And I don't know if that's pop, rock, whatever, but I remember waking up to that every morning because it was on the radio. We had one of those alarm clocks that it was either music or that annoying, okay, no, we're listening to whatever's on the radio. But I enjoyed it. It's going to be an added more Metallica, please.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about Metallica is it's always James Hetfield, Lars Ulrich, guitarist, lead singer, and drummer, who have written the majority of all their songs. So they're always going to be there. Producers are different. I want to say Bob Rock produced a lot of their albums, but those two guys are always there. It's not that I don't like the songs. I love almost all of Metallica music. I really, really do. And this one I've heard a million times. But after you hear it the 20th and the 30th time, that that kind of gets old. It's cool live because everyone in the audience can sing along to that part.
Right.
And it sounds really cool. And I'm sure there's a reason why they did it.
Right.
But the thing about this song and Fuel, the last two I've played for you now, it's not that I don't mind it, but they start off right away.
Yeah.
Give me fuel, give me fire. And this one,
they get right into it. Give me all that desire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I love that. Get me into it.
Yes, and that's good for that, but I prefer the
like building up to it. I see what you're saying.
Whatever, and then the again, they can do whatever they want.
That's
I'm not
so
telling Metallica
funny.
how to be Metallica.
That's one of the things I love about Metallica.
That's a big difference for me.
What's one of my favorite songs from Metallica? Master of Puppets. Like they just punch you in the face.
You don't need the words right away for that hook.
Give me
and I wonder if they do that because maybe they're not as confident as the lead-in for the guitar, or they just want to try something different. It is what it is. This album has some very different eclectic songs that's still Metallica. But you're right. I shouldn't have said anything. I can't help my... It's like I'm protecting a baby here. It's like, now, they're not the best, runner, but we're still going to,
He's trying to get... Now, let me preface this by saying it's not their best stuff. It's Metallica. It's still their best stuff, all right? They're... On their worst day, they're way better than some of the bands where... Dude, I'm embarrassed that I was like, yo... Nirvana's the greatest band of all time. Like,
you just didn't know.
Shame on me. Shame on me.
Help yourself from saying stuff.
And now I know how dumb I sound in those videos.
Let us know what you thought about our reaction to this one. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time,
we know all things.